What is up, my Gaggle of Geeks, and welcome to my review of The Blazing World. This is a fantasy horror thriller that debuted at Sundance and is directed by Carlson Young, starring Carlson Young. Decades after the accidental drowning of her twin sister, a self-destructive young woman returns to her family, finding herself drawn to an alternate dimension where her sister may still be alive. This to what I described it when I was watching it last night was that this is like Alice in Wonderland, but for trauma and PTSD. And maybe Alice in Wonderland, you could say, is another place to escape trauma. But there's a lot of parallels and similarities with The Blazing World and Alice in Wonderland, and I think it was really well directed by Carlson Young. It's a trippy film. It's got a lot of quick cuts, quick editing. It's meant to be very suspenseful, very horror centric, but it's also got a lot of like fantastical themes to them. The people involved, like if you take a look at like this guy, played by, let me make sure I've got the right person here, Udo Kier. I believe we've seen him in other films such as like Downsighting and Blade. He is kind of the person that runs the world that she ends up going into, and man, he was genuinely terrifying through the entire thing. Carlson Young plays a young girl named Margaret Winter, who this is her going into the world, is basically in a traumatic state from the time she was a child when this trauma happens. And I remember hearing that before we were starting this film, that Carlson Young was talking about how this film is really impactful to her because it's about if trauma can hold you back from actually progressing, if something can be so traumatic that it just closes the door and stops you from being able to get to the end goal that you want to be in. And is it possible for that door to be unlocked and for you to be able to move past trauma and grief and be able to basically work from there? The entire family is plagued with this kind of trauma, and it's up to her to try to possibly find her sister or maybe find herself in the process. I think it was a fairly good film. Some of the editing to me felt very jarring. Not in the sense of I think what it was trying to do, but more in I started to kind of lose my bearings as to what I was looking at for a bit when they actually go into the place. Some of the character choices are interesting. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it, but I do think this is a film that if anybody is wanting to see something kind of trippy or weird, they could have a pretty good time with. For me, I do understand the intention of the film. However, it did not really resonate with me as much as I think the film should have. And for that, I'm gonna have to say it's probably not one of my favorites coming out of Sundance. However, I'm glad I got to watch it. If you guys do get a chance to check it out, it gets picked up by somewhere, definitely go check it out. And yeah, that is my quick review of The Blazing World. If you want, later today, everybody, I've got some interviews with the creators of oh shoot, what am I thinking here? Strawberry Mansion, as well as a one of the actors from the film Pleasure, and we're going to do reviews for those later on today. Today is also the awards part for Sundance, so I'm probably going to go live for that, and then tomorrow we will wrap up all of the video reviews and go from there. We've got about 5 more left, 4 or 5 more. So thank you for sticking with me so far. I appreciate all of you guys supporting this. And please, if you can, give it a like, share it around, and let people know what I've been up to. Thank you again as much as always for watching it. And I'll see you in the next review.